We have some hidden pioneers that are going to share out a little bit. This is an incredible story, very inspirational today. So we really are excited at the fact that you're here.
My name is Bill Montgomery, and I'm very excited to be on this call with the students. I love teaching students. I love giving them the knowledge that I've been gifted and gained over the years.
Can you tell the students what a hidden pioneer is?
My version of a hidden pioneer is someone that is not so much in the limelight. They possibly could be, but some people choose not to. They want to be hidden. And some people, they don't necessarily get the recognition for doing, just their job, kind of like my cousin, Katherine Johnson, kind of hidden. And a pioneer is a trailblazer, someone that, makes things happen, someone that explores, and, is kind of like a leader. So, you kind of have both. They're hidden and a pioneer. So
NASA is mourning the loss of a pioneer. She wasn't an astronaut, she was a mathematician, and her work helped launch the first American into space and put the first human on the moon. Katherine Johnson also broke down racial and social barriers along the way. Johnson has passed away at the age of 101, and tonight Mike Armstrong looks at her incredible legacy.
The accolades for Katherine Johnson came late in life, but there were some big ones. This was the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2015. There's also NASA's computational research facility that bears her name and several honorary degrees. This for a woman who would walk into meetings and have men assume she was the maid. Well, she was there for the math. The tougher the problem, Katherine Johnson would say, the more she enjoyed it.
They thought it was hard. It's not hard. Piece of cake.
Born in West Virginia in 1918, Johnson grew up loving something most might think strange, counting. As a young girl, whether it was the number of steps on the street or steps to school or the cutlery she'd washed, she counted everything. Well, by 15, she was in university. By 18, she had 2 degrees. She only attended graduate school when it was desegregated by court order. In 1952, Johnson joined the agency that would become NASA. She was part of a segregated unit that did computing.
544 miles per hour.
Now, the role of the women in that unit was overlooked and untold for decades, until a book and then a movie, Hidden Figures. They tell the story of the gender and racial barriers the women faced, but also what they accomplished. Johnson did the analytic geometry that calculated the trajectory of the first American in space and Apollo 11's mission to the moon. There's a scene in the movie where legendary astronaut John Glenn questions calculations done by a machine and demands Johnson go over them.
Katherine?
Yes, sir. Smart one. I mean, she says they're good. I'm ready to go.
So you checked the computer's numbers, and what did you come up with?
The same numbers the computer had. And he knew that if I had done it, it was right.
Now, Johnson did have a trick to accomplish what she did. It was that love of counting and her passion for numbers. She would say, do your best, but do what you love. If you don't do what you love, then shame on you.
And then you said we have a representative. I think Katrina is with NASA now.
Yeah, Katrina's there. If Katrina wants to elaborate, but yes, Katrina is working, I think, in the same building that Katherine Johnson was working in. Katrina?
Hi, Bill. Hello, everyone. I have my camera off, but my name is Katrina Young. I work at NASA Langley Research Center in Hampton, Virginia, where Katherine worked. She was both part of NACA, NACA, as well as NASA. NACA became NASA in 1958. And so I had the fortune and the opportunity to actually meet Katherine before she passed on, and actually served as her official government or NASA liaison. As you can imagine, while she was with us, and to this day, there's still a lot of interest in her story and what she did for NASA, which we are most thankful for. And so I serve as the person that handles a lot of her requests from the general public and media. I get them to the right person who has additional information about her and her story. So that's a little bit about what I do. And the individuals, there were 3 other individuals with whom the book Hidden Figures acknowledged, Dorothy Vaughan and Mary Jackson, as well as the other women who were hidden pioneers and hidden figures. So it's a fascinating story. Like Bill said, highly encourage watching the movie as well as reading the book.
The basics and the 6 machines, so, back to the basics, that's always a good, common word that we're always trying to get everybody to understand, don't forget about the basics.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, like you said, Ohm's law, the 6 simple machines, Pascal's law, all of these basic foundational pieces of knowledge, will help you going forward as the technology changes.
I just want to talk, Bill, a little bit more about some of the barriers that Catherine would have experienced as a Black woman entering the workforce in the 1960s with NASA.
Everywhere I look, you're not where I need you to be. It's not my imagination. Now, where the hell do you go every day?
To the bathroom, sir.
To the bathroom. To the damn bathroom. For 40 minutes a day? What are you doing there? We're T-minus 0 here. I put a lot of faith in you.
There's no bathroom for me here.
What do you mean there's no bathroom for you here?
There is no bathroom. There are no colored bathrooms in this building or any building outside the West Campus, which is half a mile away. Did you know that? I have to walk to Timbuktu just to relieve myself. And I can't use one of the handy bikes. Picture that, Mr. Harrison. My uniform, skirt below my knees, my heels, and a simple string of pearls. Well, I don't own pearls. Lord knows you don't pay colored enough to afford pearls. And I work like a dog, day and night, living off of coffee from a pot none of you want to touch. So, excuse me if I have to go to the restroom a few times a day.
I can just imagine. I mean, I know for me, I've dealt with, some of those types of, situations, growing up myself. So, again, she's stuck, through it, and I'm sticking through it. And I think the people, on this call, I think, we might face that, even again, but you just have to know that, men are created equal, and you just get through it. And I think if you, again, the math was her point where she was confident. And so if you have the knowledge, knowledge is power. And it doesn't matter what religion or nationality or anywhere you go. That's why school and education is so important. So get the knowledge, go to school, don't skip around, get your education, and surround yourself with, I say smarter people than yourself.
Yeah, I have a couple of things in common with Katherine Johnson. Bill, I don't know if you know this. We both graduated from West Virginia University, go Mountaineers.
Wow.
And my mother-in-law had the same job as Katherine Johnson for NASA at NASA Langley. And yes, her job title was computer. And she met her husband, my father-in-law, my wife's father, who was a research scientist there at NASA Langley at the beginning of World War II. So it's interesting that that all of this computation was done by people when the machines weren't there yet to perform the calculations.
Yes, my name is John Badilla. I'm a marketing manager with the National Hot Rod Association. We basically are a professional drag racing series that runs throughout the country, 24 events throughout the year. I run 2 other programs as well within NHRA, one called our Youth and Education Services program, which essentially is a program that invites students out to our events. They get to learn about how science, technology, engineering, and math play a role in the careers of NHRA professionals on a daily basis. And normally they get to come out to the racetrack and see the cars firsthand, watch the cars go down the racetrack, see everything up close. Right now, due to the pandemic, we've actually created a brand new program, a virtual youth and education services program, which anyone can access. It's free of charge for all schools, for all students, teachers, educators. And we cover different topics every week. It's a video series, as well as it delves into career exploration. Just kind of a lot of these professionals tell their narrative on how they got to where they're at, and just some really cool information, and not realizing, a lot of students don't realize what you learn in the classroom, how it can be applied to something like professional auto racing. I have another program called NHRA Launch, which is actually a job placement program where we help students, whether they're coming out of high school or going to a tech school or college, find opportunities in the industry of motorsports. And you don't realize quite how many jobs and careers there are in this industry. At any given NHRA national event throughout the country, there's over 3,000 working professionals working a multitude of careers. So,
hey guys, doing? This is I'm Mad Mike from MTV Pit My Ride, also Galpin Auto Sports, the #1 custom automotive shop in the world. And actually, I am kind of like a product of this doing something that you love to do. You know, I tell kids every day, find something that you love to do and you do it every day and you master it. No matter whatever it is, shoe shining, painting houses, technology, learning math. You know, I'm here in my yard, and I actually, if you guys can see, that there's my shed out in the backyard. That's where I actually started when I was 15 years old. And also, that car right there, the Tesla, is a car that I was actually on the design committee for the infotainment center. So things that you can do right here in your house, you know, take your mom, when we were kids, we took my mom's microwave apart. I still probably have it around here somewhere, toasters and stuff, just to find out how they work. And then I read, and I went to the Air Force and I learned about the stuff. So, you know, read, stay in that math. I mean, speaker boxes, you got geometry, fractions, all kinds of stuff, electronics, Ohm's law. You have to learn all that stuff to become what you want to be, just in my field. But there's tons of stuff that you guys can learn out there, tons of it.